Hi there, Gemini. Gemini, this is your collective's love check-in. We are recording this now January 29th, and let's see, it's just a how things are going. What is some advice for you from spirit, from your spirit team? And I wanted to share with you a message that came through while I was meditating about your reading today. I hope things are going well. The beginning of the year, this first month like flew by. We have a full moon in Leo coming up, all right? Big energy, guys, big energy. Please be prepared, okay? All right, so the song that came up in my mind, well, that spirit sent me, because I personally have never loved this song, is Man in the Mirror. And I do remember it. It's definitely something that might ring true for you. And I'm going to pull up the lyrics now and just tell you what I am sensing right away. I mean, obviously, the message of being the change you wish to see in the world rings true for many, and I think it's beautiful. I'm going to just call your attention to this one stanza, is it? I don't know what the terms are. Where is it? I've been a victim of a selfish kind of love. It's time I realize there are some with no home, not a nickel to loan. Could it really be me pretending that they're not alone? I just want you to absorb that for a second. And obviously, I don't know. Maybe some of you don't know the refrain here. I'm starting with the man in the mirror, or woman, or person. Let's just say human, okay? I'm asking them to change their ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that change. I mean, yeah, right? It's just exceptional. So let's see what comes out for your collective right now. This is being recorded again, like I said, January 29th. Oh my God, I love it because that song and this first card, wow, visionary. We have visionary. That song, Man in the Mirror and visionary, I'm telling you, there's something here. You're feeling hopeful and empowered, thinking positively, moving forwards, beginning to think about or planning the future with imagination or wisdom. So true, guys. I feel that in the lyrics. Here's why I think you've been in a situation with someone where one of you or both of you are attached to someone else, leaving you speechless, wordless, okay? You can't talk. You guys are not talking to each other. Or very limited communication. Anything else, Spirit, that you want to share with me about Gemini? Okay, so wow, I love it. You have courage. You're being courageous like freaking Leo, the lion, right? Visionary, courageous, willing to confront your own agony, pain, danger, uncertainty, or intimidation by others. Maybe you're dealing with someone who you feel is a muse, so they inspire you, all right? They inspire you to create. Pisces could be important in this connection. Maybe it is someone who has Pisces highly aspected. Maybe you have Pisces highly aspected. Pisces, oh my gosh, I have quite a few signs. Taurus, Capricorn, oh boy, a lot of stuff. False flame. And new beginnings. Okay, so the person that you were dealing with could be a false flame. So someone who gives off the appearance of being everything you want, and maybe the early stages of your relationship appear to be going smoothly. Like, yeah, you guys have all the same. Like, a lot of people really like dating people with the same likes, dislikes, interests. it's just, I can get it. It's like you feel like you're more compatible that way culturally. But then all of a sudden, someone's mask comes off because no one is exactly like the other person, right? It's not possible. And it causes emotional distress and creates conflicts within. You're kind of not sure how they actually feel towards you because they've been hiding their true self, right? One of you maybe has given more to the relationship than the other party. Ultimately, I mean, this can be said of all relationships, right? They help you to grow and evolve. And for you, I feel like this person, again, could have been a Capricorn, could have been a Taurus, could have been a Pisces. I also have Leo out here with the courage symbol. Doesn't have to be those signs. They pointed out something that you need to heal within yourself. Sometimes when we experience intense trauma, we tend to, well, not all of us, but many people tend to, instead of coping with it, dealing with it, they decide to try to avoid it, block it out, right? It leads to a lot of different maladies of the mind, maladies of the soul, and also maladies of the body. So don't forget, the body always remembers. So what fragmentation of the soul, according to this card, means is it's a significant drama from the past, leads to irrational, unexplained fears, and this is what I was talking about before, checking out in certain situations, overreactions to seemingly small problems. So have you ever been with someone where they totally overreact to something that you find to be insignificant and immaterial, really, but they are like trigger, right? It was a trigger for them. They go down a dark path. This could be you also. You go down a dark path and it's like, I can't cope. Poof. Like our mind, our reticular activating system really likes to protect us, right? So it only allows like a small sliver of what is the actual external stimuli into our consciousness to protect us, all right? So maybe the way you're perceiving things is not, well, definitely nobody perceives the whole picture, right? Some people try to train their minds, their brains, to be able to receive more messages. That's why I talk about meditation as something that allows for one to heal, yes, and hear their own intuition. That is how I honed my gifts that I didn't even know about, right? Until, recently. So anyway, what are you working on? I love it. New beginnings. You're being visionary. You're like, listen, I've learned my lesson. I'm trying to see. I've learned my lesson from this potential false flame and I'm moving forward. I already said the signs, right? That might be involved. Capricorn, Taurus, Pisces, Leo. All right. Again, the Leo full moon is coming up. One or both of you might have been trying to desensitize themselves from the pain. That's part of this whole fragmentation of the soul, right? When people do this and try to escape their feelings, right? Their soul's calling, maybe even a relationship, the truth of a relationship, desensitization using external sources, whether it's addictions or other, all right? One or both of you might have been denying this connection. I also just flipped to Aries. So you could be dealing with someone who is in Aries. Let's get one more card. Okay, maybe not. We'll get more than one more card. Wow. Okay. Could be dealing, again, I said Aries, also Virgo. You have Virgo out here. It's quite a big collective I got. All right, Gemini. I mean, I'll be honest. I used some Palo Santo and you can see I really burned the hell out of this thing to clear the existing energies. And That's maybe why this is a little bit more expansive. Keep in mind, this is a general message. No matter how expanded it feels to me, it may not reflect you. There are thousands of you, right? And I'm so happy. Once I hit 4,000 followers on TikTok, I am going to do some lives on Fridays. So keep an eye out for that. All right. Like I said, someone was trying to escape. And likely that person is unawakened, meaning unawakened to the spiritual nature of your connection, maybe even unaware of the actual connection itself. Maybe they were like, no, I'm not actually into you. They fear, or maybe this is you, fear losing your old life or their old life, feels something is missing but is in denial, right? Obviously. Physically blocking and ignoring the connection. Exactly. That's when people start using things like alcohol, medication, sex addiction, serial dating, overworking even, I would say. Like focusing heavily on work so that they avoid their feelings, really finding ways to never be alone. And when they are alone, or when you are alone, you tend to use a substance to make you feel less alone. Could be food addictions too, right? Food is a big one. Well, again, I mentioned triggered. I'm sorry for the gun here. I am always triggered by the gun image anyway. We talked about false flames and how they can push buttons. That's what this is about. People and places remind them of you. Yeah, maybe you like are walking around and you're like, I'm over this, or I'm trying to get over this, but you see something and it reminds you of them. Panic, feeling overwhelmed, crying or acting out, withdrawals. I said withdrawals. So addiction must be significant to someone here. Or, you know what? The relationship itself could have been an addiction, an attachment. Withdraws or reacts defensively. Strong, uncomfortable emotional reaction to something that wouldn't ordinarily cause that response. Yeah, we talked about this already. So absolutely pertinent to this message. Maybe you guys met in the spring, or the spring this season here, March 20th to May 5th. Maybe your birthdays are in there. Maybe you went on vacation in that period. It's like spring break-esque, right? Am I wrong? I'm wrong. But you know what I mean, right? Well, people are still going on vacation then. Okay, so but when you were together, however brief it was, you felt that sense of fulfillment, okay? That sense of peace, completion, happiness, satisfaction. Again, could be when you were together. For some of you, though, I'm feeling like that's how you feel now, because you've like pushed that aside and are focusing on your own new beginning. Patience is required. I love it. Patience at the back of the deck. It's never something anyone wants to be told, right? Be patient, all in divine timing. Yeah, sure. Okay. Easy message to deliver, but I know harder to actually go through. So now that I have talked forever about that, if those cards resonate, or if that situation, the situations and the signs I mentioned resonate with you, please let's move forward and focus a little bit on, wow, I was gonna say on what you're going through. I haven't really even asked the questions. Spirit's already giving me some insights here. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is recently you guys were given a new opportunity with this person, Ace of Pentacles, and one or both of you held back from, I'm thinking a conversation, from expressing your love for one another, the Four of Pentacles, and it led to conflict and defeat. Five of Swords at the back of the deck. I'm seriously feeling like someone wasn't giving enough to this connection. Six of Pentacles, there was an imbalance of energy. And yeah, one of you created distance. Maybe you're dealing, actually that's your card, King of Swords there. So yeah, maybe you were just like, I think it's time we walk away. But let's see. So Spirit, show me, what is Gemini's current energy towards the person on their mind? Yeah, distance. Four of Swords. You're in... Whoa. Hell no. I mean, I wasn't so like put off by this card. Four of Swords. I have a little bit of headache, and I think that's from you. Not like blaming you. I'm just saying you got a headache from this situation. Four of Swords. You're like, I'm going in my corner now. You go in your corner. We need this separation. We need this time apart to recover from the conflict that ensued between us. Yeah. And I feel your sadness there. But here's the thing. The devil is at the back of the deck, and right behind him is the moon. I don't know whether some of you are truly dealing with some sort of attachment addiction or other addiction, but I do recommend counseling and therapy for that. It's very difficult to handle by yourself. You need a support system. Whoever that is for, please, please, I encourage you to do that, and not try to tackle this on your own. For those of you who are simply like immersed in absolute mental chaos, this time apart is necessary, okay? Some of you are so hell-bent on being, well, I don't want to say deceptive, Spirit, but withholding of clarity. That's what it is. Some of you are so decisive about withholding the truth that it's become a prison. I think that whatever wasn't expressed that last time you were given the opportunity with this person, it's really causing you, maybe you're having migraines even. Like, I really feel it in my head. And that moon and the devil is telling me, wow, heaviness, okay? Spirit, how do they feel about their person, Gemini? How do they feel about the person on their mind? Oh, man. Well, you see them as the Queen of Wands. Could be a fire sign. Again, we had Leo come out. We did see Aries too. So could be. We didn't see Sagittarius, but who knows? You see them as radiant. You see them as glowing up, possibly without you, probably without you, because you have the Three of Swords at the back of the deck. Heartbreak. Oh, and you loved, damn. I mean, you still love this person. It's clear because the Two of Cups is behind the Three of Swords. And behind that is the Ten of Swords. So that was like, I think, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I do know. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you truly loved this person, it seems. There was mutual love, by the way. A conversation needed to occur that was honest and on both sides. It did not occur. I can see that because that conversation was that Page of Cups and Two of Cups. And it happened after someone felt deeply betrayed and hurt. The Ten of Swords. So someone, I don't know if it was you or your person, was already feeling betrayed and dismissed is another word. I don't know why I got that, Spirit. And instead of having that conversation, maybe it was overlooked, or maybe you guys tried, but obviously it ended in the Five of Swords, conflict. And maybe there was a third person in the mix too, Three of Swords. I don't know, because the Queen of Wands is how you feel about your person, but also maybe there was another Queen of Wands in the mix for some of you. I'm not sure, not yet, but for someone, oh no, I'm low power, no. Okay, My battery almost never runs that low because I'm always watching it. Spirit, show me, how does the person on Gemini's mind actually feel towards them at this time? Withholding and okay, Magician, that is your card. So okay, they see you as being able to manifest whatever you want. Six of Cups, they feel nostalgic, loving, beautiful energy for you. But also this could be like, hey Gemini, I don't know what to think. I think they think that, I mean, that's them talking. They don't know what to think because you seem to be someone who can have whatever you want, the Magician. Maybe they felt you were a little bit manipulative. I hate that word, but the shadow side of the Magician card is indeed manipulation. So tell me more about that. How do they feel about Gemini? Clarify the Magician card, please, Spirit, before we ask for advice and all that. Page of Wands. I mean, I think they see you doing your own thing. I think they see you as like, Page of Wands is someone who is out there experiencing the world, maybe experiencing new people, places, things, opportunities. For some reason, Spirit's saying life endeavors, hobbies. I don't know. But yeah, endeavors. They see you as going out there, exploring your options, and they're trapped in their own mental prison at this time. Wow. And they're really holding on to whatever happened between you guys in the past. All right. They don't see you in a bad light, really, but they do see you as moving on. And we do have visionary in your early oracle cards. So how does Gemini, what does Gemini want? This is how you'll know it's for you. Wow. Holy shit. Okay. It's just a lot. You want a lot. Oh my gosh. You want to come in from out of the cold. There goes my head again. Five of Pentacles. You feel like this relationship has been abandoned. You've been abandoned. Damn, it's an intense energy, guys. Like I feel nauseous now. Now, Hermit, Five of Wands, Seven of Wands, but you also have Ten of Pentacles and the Lovers. That is indeed your card, but I also think that you are like, I can hear a voice in my head, right? And it's someone's spirit team saying, you feel like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck just happened? The conflict between you and your person, it's like you are being asked by spirit to go within the Hermit, but you're fighting it. You're fighting spirit. Some of you, this is not you fighting external parties. This is like a combination of things, I think maybe you feel overwhelmed by your own mental thoughts and by your external circumstances. So your responsibilities maybe to other people. And instead of allowing, I love the Hermit, by the way. As a Virgo rising, I myself go into Hermit mode frequently. And the reason I do that is to clear my mental prison, right? I used to be very in my head. And then I decided, all right, when it comes to other people, and then I decided if I'm going to be stuck, like constantly thinking and overthinking, how about I just spend some time alone with myself and see what's going on in there? writing it all down, right? What are my thoughts? What are my limiting beliefs? Where do they come from? What are the woundings? How was my childhood? I know it's a whole lot of work I'm talking about. I know, because it's been years now. And it is a work that you don't get paid for in tangible ways. You don't get financial rewards. Well, maybe eventually. You don't get to tell people, yeah, I was working all day. That is part of the work, actually. Like being like, I did that inner work and I feel fucking great. I feel so much. You'll feel lighter. You'll feel able to express yourself. Maybe you'll go out there and do something you've never done before, like these readings and me. I guarantee you, going within is never wrong. It only makes you a better version of yourself, closer to who you are meant to be, before the fragmentations of the soul that maybe you have experienced, before some of the addictions that maybe you've experienced. You will come closer to your soul's truth. So hermit is not something to run away from. Take that lantern and go within is what you want to do. Part of you, your soul, wants to do that. But I think what I'm feeling from you is an ego battle. Like your ego is fighting against it. Of course it is. This is what I'm meant to do. Like, it's like, no, I'm fine. I'm great. I've healed. I've seen a counselor. I think there's an inner battle. And maybe others have told you too, like, it's time to seek some assistance in the matter. I'm going to find out from Spirit's advice. And I'm sorry if I'm triggering anybody. I'm not trying to. It's definitely a message from above. And I really hope you guys are still here, because it's been 26 minutes. This message started out with man in the mirror. Oh my God, man in the mirror. Right? And now I'm like babbling, but yeah, I think that's why. I think it's time to look in the mirror a little bit. And who do you see? Stop fighting the person that you are. Embrace all aspects of yourself, knowing that once you do that, your shadows will never again rule over you. When you are eventually, here's the thing, like, we can try to control our shadows and suppress them, right? Triggers, suppress it. Eventually they pop up, because there will come a moment where someone else triggers you. False flame, twin flame, soulmate, normal person, family member, soul family, I don't know, just your animals. I mean, it could like, it could happen at any moment. Guarantee you it will. We cannot control our shadows until we actually know what they are and where they came from. And then, and only then, do we stand a chance. So that's what I think your message is meant to be. And that's probably why this is so long. But I do want you to know your guard. What do you want from your person? Well, here's the thing. You want the 10 of Pentacles and the Lovers. You want soulmateship. You want your bond. You want this 10 of Pentacles. You want the happy house, happy family, blah, blah, blah. whatever 10 of Pentacles is for you. Maybe you want to travel with them, experience great conversation, awesome times, adventures, but your guard is up. So hell no, that's not happening, because you are going through a whole hell of a lot right now. And instead of going inward, you are probably more prone to expressing that 5 of Wands energy towards the person or people in your life. Okay, so holy heck, I'm sorry that was so long. I just think for some of you that needed to be said by Spirit, and there it is. So seriously, spirits. Wow. What is Gemini's person? What are their intentions towards Gemini at this time? I don't know if I said Gemini. This is for you if you're sun, moon, or rising, or Venus. Nothing bad here, guys. They feel absolutely friendly, maybe reunion with you, 3 of Cups, good times. They're looking for good times and happiness again. And what do they want? To grow something stable and reliable, solid. They want you to be a solid person in their life. Knight of Pentacles. But slow, okay? Because whatever happened between the 2 of you left a mark. All right, so what is your advice? What is your advice? So interesting. Oh, yeah. It's time for you to let go and release this energy, this 9 of Wands energy that you're in. Perhaps some of you feel like you have scars. I hope not physical ones, but you have mental and emotional scars and damage from not just, I think, that previous relationship or the relationship we're talking about, but also just from your own life. And so the 8 of Cups is meant to give insight into what you're meant to do with that 9 of Wands energy. 9 of Wands energy can also be, usually we call it wounded warrior, but this is also the energy of having so many walls up and like being so ready to defend yourself that you see everyone around you as an enemy. And it's time for you to release that. I think it's time for you, with the Sun at the back of the deck and the King of Cups, right behind it with the 4 of Wands. Wow. I mean, some of you might have been dealing with a twin flame connection. I'm not going to go into that now, but the love that you feel or felt, no, I'm going to say feel, for that person didn't go anywhere. That if you were building a home, a relationship, a partnership with that person, it's still very much possible. But you need to go within with that lantern, right? The Hermit, shed some light. So when you come out of your human cave, we'll call it, mental cave, you're out in the light, you're out in the sun. You're able, I love that this is here and that it's a horse and it's the year of the horse. This is all about divine masculine energy. This is all about going out there with truth and clarity. And I think this is going to feel like this for you when you finally come out of that hermit stage and release, like lower your shields, You're going to feel like this little boy or girl, human person on this horse in the sun, just looking out at the horizon, like at all the possibilities. There's a freaking harp here. I never noticed that before. I love these images. I'm gonna get a new card deck for this one actually, because this is now a year old. And I know that's not very old, but I love this deck so much. You're gonna feel free. That headache's gonna go away. The migraines, the relentless pressure, you're going to feel like, like hasta la vista to all of that, And it's all about a mental prison that you're in. And then work on relationships and work on being a partner in relationships that are equal give and take. Be reciprocal in nature. I don't mean like, someone loans you $5, you give them $5 back. I don't just mean that. I mean, when it comes to partnerships and love and emotions, I think that's maybe been challenging for you. Spirit, let's get some last advice. Actually, new deck, Spirit. Let's get some last advice for Gemini, please. How can they attract either new love or a new chance with their former love? That's good advice. Okay, so first of all, Spirit would like you to understand that whatever chapter you had is closed. The world. All right. Perhaps also there's distance between the two of you. I think you're not in communication, but physical distance. But also, this is like, yeah, okay, even if there's physical distance, you can talk to each other online. Page of Swords. So learn. The other message with the Page of Swords is learn. Learn about what? Spirituality, your intuition. Follow that. We haven't gotten the High Priestess in this poll, and I was kind of surprised. We had the Hermits. I was kind of expecting that. Like, what should you do? You should learn how to listen to your intuition. That's what you should do. Slowly, it's going to take time. Page of Swords is open to, and Swords is all about you, all about mental capacities, right? Learn about what that small inner voice is teaching you. I'm doing an actual intuition. What is your intuition trying to tell you reading series. I post little clips on TikTok, but you'll see it on the full length on YouTube. I haven't gotten to Gemini. I've only done one sign so far. Now, it's about love. It's about love. Knight of Cups. It's about romance. It's about opening yourself up to exuding loving energy without that huge 9 of Wands, 7 of Wands, 5 of Wands, combination. That's a whole lot of work to do, by the way, to get to that point. But I do believe that you have actually, I know you can do it. You just have to want to. Spirit, for those who are wanting their person, your deck, back, okay, another chance with their person, another Ace of Pentacles, let's just say. Ooh, how can they, and actually no, we already talked about how you can do it. What is the best outcome for that, or the highest outcome? What is the likeliest outcome instead? We'll say that. Likeliest outcome for those who want their person back. Wow. Once you get out of your, oh, how cute. Yeah, once you get out of your head, this is not like maybe. Once you get out of your head, okay? Once you get out of this 9 of Swords energy, so it's going to take time and work. So this is like nightmarish kind of visions, an inability to sleep, overthinking, but to the point where that which you've overthought, I don't even know if that's a word, becomes reality. You know how when you think, I don't know if you know this, but when you think that, and often enough, right, and frequently enough and strongly enough, those thoughts become energy, and energy is matter, right? Energy does matter. Energy is matter. So oftentimes, and the RAS is all about like seeing only what we are comfortable seeing, right? So it's like, you're gonna make it come true. You're gonna make that come true. So you gotta get out of this, out of that prison, out of that mental prison. The only way out is in. Work on yourself. Once you do that, 6 of Cups. Yes, this is a past connection, a past life connection, maybe even a soulmate connection. It's open for you. And I'm not like, oh, like magic and fairies and rainbows. I'm just saying Page of Wands, new opportunity, okay? This is like dating. This is like Page of Wands. This is dating, getting to know each other, going on trips together, small trips, feeling things out, but in an open-minded creative way. I don't know why that word came out. And yeah, you got the 8 of Wands back here at the back of the deck. Yes, there will be movement forward for you. There will be good communication. I love it because the Fool is behind that. Yeah, some of you may be dealing with an Aries because I have Magician and Fool right back to back. Others of you, you know, it's a maybe, okay? It's not a forever for everybody. Sorry. 8 of Cups. I mean, 8 of Wands. I don't know where my mind just went. 8 of Wands. This is a very long message. That's why. Yeah, you're going to have new beginnings, moving forward, great communication. But you got to get out of that 9 of Swords energy in order for that to happen. Both of you, actually. I think that's what it is. Both of you need to get there. Spirit, one last card for the person on Gemini's mind. What will their next action towards Gemini be, if anything at all? Knight of Cups, not bad. And Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so, oh, and the Wheel of Fortune, I love it. I so rarely actually get this card in this deck. Yeah, so when the universe, they're waiting for the universe. When the universe gives you guys another opportunity, yeah, maybe it's like, this reminds me of that, the Wheel of Fortune game show, right? Yeah, they'll give it another swing and see where it goes. You have Knight of Pentacles and Knight of Cups. This is their next action. They will come in very slowly, surely though, sure-footedly, with a love offer. This is like a date, you know, and love, like it's romance. All right, Spirit, give us a time frame, please, for this, for those for those who are actively going to work on themselves. What is the time frame? Leo, oh my God, there's so many Leo cards. Okay, and you have Uranus at the back. Uranus, a spark, change, and innovation. You know, if you really push yourself at this time to work on this feeling of being able to be free from all of those mental traps that you might be in, either Leo season or maybe even this full moon in Leo that's coming up very soon. I don't know. I really don't know what to say. Didn't give like sometimes it gives a time frame, more like Sunday or like summer. Let's get another card. For those who are seeking new love, when can they okay, spring. Oh, spring and Virgo season might be significant for others of you. Okay, so whatever springtime is for you, maybe Virgo season, so that's summer, and maybe Taurus season. Yeah, Taurus and Leo again. All right, so Taurus, April, May, right? Virgo, man, September. I don't know where my brain just went. September, and end of August, and springtime. All right. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna leave you, since I'm here and this is so freaking long, I'm gonna leave you with a little bit of a tip, okay? For those of you who actually stayed all this time, let's get you and you are into the mind, let's get you a Sacred Woundings card. Please, Spirit, just one, thank you, I hope. What is something that you would like to draw to Gemini's attention that they should look within when they go into hermit mode and do not fight it anymore? What is a wounding? You have, no, it's never just one. I asked for one, right? Oh, wow. This is so great. I'm also really interested in the mind, so I love going within with people. All right, so we have a few different issues that you can work on in your own time. I'm going to point this one out first because I think this is important because we had the devil showing up. You are maybe, okay, some of you maybe not, needing to heal from an attachment wound. Will show up as difficulty forming secure, trusting relationships, or a fear of abandonment and rejection. May manifest as emotional distance, clinginess, codependency, or trouble fully opening up due to past neglect or inconsistent care. Absolutely. You guys have all, and it's like in every pop psychology, pop science, pop societal thing, right? All of our attachment wounds. Something that you have still left to fully understand, even if you think you know. I do want to say one thing. And this is something I've only recently realized, people show up differently in relationships. Whereas in one relationship, you may be, and this is only for those of you who have had very insecure childhoods. You may be avoidant in one relationship and anxious in another. It's not an all or nothing. The psyche is very complicated. People react differently according to whatever is triggered. If you have multiple woundings, which everybody does, by the way, different people will cause those wounds to trigger different shadows. So perhaps somebody makes you feel anxious and needy, right? Clingy. Another relationship may make you feel like walking away, getting distance. You know? I want to share that. I think it's important. It's not all or nothing. All right. Needing to heal from betrayal wounds shows up as deep mistrust, making you question others' intentions and struggle from genuine, oh my God, I'm having trouble reading because they're so small. Struggle to form genuine bonds. May manifest as fear of being let down and emotional guardedness. 7 of Wands, 9 of Wands, or clinging to past hurt that blocks your ability to fully trust and open up. I butchered that, but yes, past betrayal absolutely shades present behaviors. Addressing spiritual awakening challenges. I've not gotten this card before. Shows up as confusion, emotional upheaval, and disconnection from your old life. Often stems from confronting deeper truth. Wow. Shedding old beliefs and facing the discomfort of growth, leaving you questioning who you are and what you truly desire. Absolutely. Hermit. Get into hermit mode. I say that, and I'm like, when I tell people how much time does it, like, because everyone asks, I'm like, well, everyone's different. But start with 30-minute reflections at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day. Start with that. It's really not hard. I'm sure you spent 30 minutes look at how much time you've spent on this reading. But I was going to say on social media, a blockage of the sacral chakra, will show up as difficulty expressing emotions, creativity, or connecting with pleasure, leaving you feeling disconnected from your passions and desires. It may manifest as emotional numbness, guilt, or struggles with intimacy in relationships. Anyone who has difficulty sitting with themselves and finding a creative outlet in that silence, requiring someone else to fill that void, has some sort of sacral wounding. It's like, what is it that you, like, I've never had this issue. Like, what is it that you want to do when you're alone. And I can think of like 1,000 different things. Like, I want to paint, I want to cook, I want to clean, I want to teach my dog a new trick, I want to blah, blah, blah. It's so annoying. People are like, fuck, you're always busy. I'm like, yeah, because something's always driving me to do something. You know, like, I don't know. I'm an Aries. I don't know what it's like. I don't know what it's like to be, find my creative spark dimmed. I take pride in that, by the way. Sorry. But it does make me a little flighty, you know? Like, people are like, okay, well, can you finish what you started? Okay, last wounding. Some of you might have to address a fear of the future. Will show up as anxiety, overthinking. Nine of Swords. I knew there was a reason. After I said just one card, I'm like, give me one more. Listen, I'm not even going to read it because I think that overthinkers in general already have this. Over planning, over strategizing, over worrying. Be in the present moment. That's all I can say here. Okay, with that, I'm sorry I made this really long. You guys got the longest reading, and I had a feeling when Man in the Mirror showed up, oh my God, yeah. This really reminds me of Man in the Mirror. When you look at yourself in the mirror, do you see yourself or do you see a disguise? Okay. Love you guys. I sound like I'm lecturing you, but I think it is very clear that this was a message from Spirit, and I noticed that I cleared the energy so much that it really expanded itself. Okay, I hope this helps. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Take care.